bro, is this Verstappen thing really getting to you?
The longest podium streak by a team in the 2025 season. McLaren had 9. Max Verstappen ended the season with 10 straight podiums.
Lando Norris became the 3rd driver this century to win the World Championship while having another driver in the same season secure more victories with him. Max Verstappen, you're the 2025 World Champion, mate.
His championship reign ended with him winning the last 6 of 9 races. And unfortunately, Max Verstappen's 1,457-day championship reign has come to an end. You know what it is? It was ended by a guy who won less races than him this season.
Lando Norris fans, Lando Norris himself, I apologize. I doubted you. I doubted you very, very strongly. Throughout the season, I've said multiple times you're not good enough to become a world champion. And you know what, Lando? You proved me wrong. You came back from behind Piastri, over 30 points behind your teammate to win the title. You did it. I was actually so upset that Lando won the title and Max Verstappen didn't. My chest hurt, my stomach hurt.
It was just so tough watching this season, and especially watching the end of the race. Just so sad how, I'm sorry to you Lando fans, but he's not the deserving champion of 2025. If you don't win the most races, especially in that car, the fastest car, how can I say, well done, man, you are the deserving champion? He finished 3rd, 1 place lower and he wouldn't have been champion. 2 points only did he beat Max Verstappen by. Only 2 points. And we do stress this because F1 is also about the machinery. You were handed the fastest car, the best car on the grid by miles, and yet only 2 points did you scrape it by and win your championship. And I know, like, maybe I should give him credit that it's his first championship. He's still young. He was obviously scared and haunted by Max Verstappen.
In all seriousness though, congratulations to Lando Norris, achieving a childhood dream, something that he's worked towards for absolutely ages, and he's finally got there. It's a success. He did have to come back against Piastri. He did have to outperform his teammate in the end of the season, and he did exactly that. Even if McLaren were outperformed by Red Bull in the second half of the season and completely dominated by Max Verstappen in the second half of the season, credit still has to go for Lando because his nearest title competitor for the most of the season was Oscar Piastri. He matched him on wins and he beat him in podiums. LN4 gang, the ones that said he would be world champion, fair play to you. You got it right this time. Let's see what happens next year. And I do want to sit here and I do want to say to you guys, Max Verstappen was right. If he had that McLaren, this title would have been over in July. He would have Schumacher 2002 day.
We have to give it to Lando Norris, and of course we have to, because back in 2022, Verstappen put forth the largest comeback in F1 history at 46 points. Granted, it was only after like a couple of races that he was behind by that many points, but Lando Norris was behind 34 points. So well done to Lando there, bro. You came from 34 points down and put up a fight that made you a worthy champion in that sense.
I don't think I've ever hidden my dislike for McLaren. I'm a Ferrari fan. I grew up a Ferrari fan. I was raised by my dad to dislike, to root against Hakkinen, to root against Raikkonen, to root against Montoya, to root against Lewis, to root against Piastri, to root against Norris, to root against everyone, Jenson Button. This today is a very sad day for me, guys, if I'm being completely honest. It's a very, very, very sad day. My soul is crushed. So you might think this is coming from a bitter place, but the manner in which McLaren won that championship to me just feels a bit embarrassing. Lando Norris being as large as 84 or something points ahead of Max Verstappen? Is that not a bit embarrassing? Think about how bad the Red Bull was in Hungary. That car, the McLarens never had to deal with that. On their worst day, the McLaren had the 3rd fastest car. On their worst day, Canada. On their best days, they were 40, 30 seconds ahead of everybody else. Max Verstappen on his worst day had like the 5th or 6th fastest car, and he finished 2 points behind you. But it's also annoying because as someone that was rooting for Max Verstappen, we do have to give Max Verstappen some of the blame. You look back to a race like Spain, Max Verstappen not being able to keep his head, and Red Bull for causing him to lose his head in Spain lost him the title. Because those points that he lost in Spain, they would have won him the title by a larger margin than Lando Norris won the title by.
How annoyed I am that money talks in F1. Why the fuck is Abu Dhabi the last race of the season? Since 2021, there's been no virtual safety car and no safety car. They have the safest runoffs It's like the French Grand Prix. The safest runoffs. Oh, if you go off, don't worry. There's no gravel there. There's nothing that can ruin your race. Why? Why would you change it from Brazil? I know the Emiratis must have come in with all the money saying, yo, we want to be the last. We'll give you this much money and we want to be the last race. Why can't F1 realize to not put Abu Dhabi as the last race? Look what we get. A procession. How have we had Qatar Grand Prix and Abu Dhabi Grand Prix as the last 2 races? Let us know in the comments, but in my mind, it should be Silverstone and Brazil last. Those 2 races. I would even love if Baku was last. Imagine.
Yas Marina is a awful track. Awful. But the ground effect era made it look even worse, man. The best drives we saw in the Yas Marina were from Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc last season. Other than that, it is just fucking shit. At least we got to see Max dominate, and at least we got to see a few records broken and a new world champion in Lando Norris. Time to go into 2026 where the era of Charles Leclerc starts.
To you Lando fans and McLaren fans, I will ask the question for you because we all want to hear this. Lando Norris is a world drivers champion before Charles Leclerc. So we all want to know how Luther's taking that. What are you doing? What's wrong? What's wrong, man?
One simple question to Yanni. Is Damon Hill or Jacques Villeneuve or Lando Norris better than Gilles Villeneuve? Absolutely fucking not. Do you know why I know that? Because I have brain cells. Anybody with brain cells knows that Lando Norris is not better than Charles Leclerc. Anybody with eyes, anybody that can watch Formula 1 and understand Formula 1 knows that just this title, Charles Leclerc has never been presented with the opportunity that Lando Norris has had. The fact that Lando Norris has had a rocket ship for 2 seasons and finished the ground effect era with less pole positions than Charles Leclerc tells you all you need to know about who's the better driver. Charles Leclerc had the best car in Formula 1 for about a 5-race period at the start of this era. And in the first 3 races of that season, had the second most points all time through the first 3 races of a season. That's Charles Leclerc. Him and Max Verstappen are a different level to everyone. And the reminder of that is the fact that they are the only drivers to have just 1 Q1 exit in this era. The last 3 races, Charles Leclerc's teammates have been unable to get out of Q1. He's a different level of driver. He isn't Lando Norris. It actually feels insulting to compare the 2 together, if I'm being completely honest. But guys, I want to come here and say thank you. This has been our first full season on F1 Unfiltered with you guys, and we are so happy with the community we've built. We love every single one of you. If you're new and this is your first video you're watching here, subscribe and hit the bell because the season's over, but we're not done. We've got plenty of content coming on this channel throughout the off season and build up to 2026 with us. It's going to be our second season. If that's going to be your first full season with us, hopefully you enjoy it. We'll see you when our next video drops. It's been a pleasure. Once again, we all know who the real champion was. Max bloody Verstappen. Do.